From Los Angeles to a worldwide audience, this is Boaz Power TV, where we take your life to the next level. Now, internationally known speaker and author, here's Boaz.
Hi, welcome to the Power Show. You are part of the Power Nation, and I'm so glad that you're here, because here we help you improve your finances, your health, your relationships, and your career. This is episode number 126 on Boaz Power TV, and I call this one, So, What Are the Odds? Well, on a yearly basis, I conduct over 100 seminars worldwide for an international organization called Vistage. It's based in San Diego. It's the world's largest organization of CEOs. There are some 12,000 members in 17 countries. And they meet once a month in groups of about a dozen to 15 and help each other with their business ideas. And during the morning portion, they have a resource speaker, and I'm one of those speakers that comes to many of those meetings. But I'll never forget the first Vistage meeting I ever conducted. It was back in 2003. It had taken a year and a half to get the attention of this prestigious worldwide organization, and this was my first invitation to speak for one of their groups. Speakers are graded on a scale of 1 to 5 on their presentation and content every time, so I get literally a report card at every one of my meetings throughout the year. A score of 5 is the goal. The better the score, the more likely a speaker is to be invited to speak before other Vistage groups across the country and across the world. So it was in Florida on an unusually cool January day that my first Vistage event took place. The atmosphere in the meeting room as I began was also unusually cool, and I don't mean the air temperature, the attitude in the room. Now, I had been a professional speaker for nearly 20 years by that point, and I had developed an ability to read the spirit of an audience. 20 minutes into this presentation, fear began to grip my mind. I thought, these people are not warming up to me. They don't seem to be having a good time. I thought to myself, then the proverbial what if? What if dagger threatened my heart? What if I fail? What if I bomb right here in my audition for Vistage? Then in a quick leap to the ultimate worry, I thought, I'll never be invited again to speak before these groups. Never. This is it, my one and only. You know, all of us face such moments. It's what we do with them that makes the difference for champions. There's a great value in looking at the odds in order to help us get over moments of fear. Thus, I thought to myself, when was the last time I bombed before an audience as a speaker? Well, in considering that question, I thought about the fact that I've conducted over 1,000 seminars over a 20-year span. I could not think of the last time I had failed as a speaker. I could not recall any single audience that did not react favorably to my presentations. So I quickly analyzed what were the odds that I would fail this time. What were the odds that I would fail this time? The obvious answer was practically 0. Thus, having the odds in my favor, I decided to leave my fears behind, boldly move ahead in my presentation, and stop worrying about my audience. I thought, you know, if this morning's event fails, it will not be because I didn't give 150%. I'm going to give everything I've got, and the results will be up to the audience. Well, all of the above analysis happened within seconds, and I simply decided the debate was over. The debate was over. I subconsciously said to myself, it's showtime! It's showtime. And that's exactly how I proceeded. I decided to have a good time. If this was the only one I was ever going to do, at least I was going to make a great effort, and I want to get on the plane and go back to California. Let's forget the whole thing. So I decided to have a good time and do my best. It's amazing what happens when we stop negotiating and commit to a course. Let's burn down the bridges of retreat and perform as if there is no other choice. That's what I did on that January day in Florida. The instant I committed, everything began to change for the better. I was no longer nervous. I was no longer questioning. As the old saying goes, the group runs at the speed of the leader. I became the leader, and my group followed. Oh, it was amazing. You could literally feel the emotional temperature of the room rise in the next few minutes. And as I felt that positive feedback from my audience, I was off and running. I wish I could tell you that that morning turned out perfectly. Oh, in this case, that's exactly what I can tell you. As I relaxed and began to have a good time, they began to have a good time too. The event turned out to be exactly what I wanted because I stopped worrying and started living. And that is the foundation of a book by Dale Carnegie that I want you to think about getting. How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. A fabulous book. It has helped me tremendously. So after joining the group for lunch, I left in my rented car to drive to the airport. And before I got there, the chairman of the group called and said, "You were wonderful this morning. Our group loved you. I'm excited to tell you that you got perfect scores from everyone. All 5s. All perfect scores." Wow. Isn't that amazing? 20 minutes into the presentation, I faced a crossroads. You may be facing one right now. What would have been the worst result that morning? Okay, the worst would have been a bad presentation by me, received badly by my audience, and poor recommendations. Would anyone have actually died as a result? Would my career as a speaker have ended? The clear answer is no. So even if the worst would have happened, life as I knew it would not have ended. The odds were in my favor. I pretended that all was well and committed to my course. The next time you face a moment of fear, identify clearly in writing the worst result that could happen. Write down what you would do if that was the case. Then take a look at the odds of the worst actually happening. Look at your options, commit to a course, and take action. So what are the odds that you would use this process the next time you come face to face with fear? I'd wager you will use it, and the odds will be in your favor in your battle with fear. So here's the affirmation for this episode of Boaz Power TV. You may want to write it down. When faced with fear, I identify the worst that could happen, look at the odds, develop a game plan, and take action. One more time. When faced with fear, I identify the worst that could happen, look at the odds, develop a game plan, and take action. And I'm going to ask you now to take action to help me. If you like these messages, and many people around the world do, please do me a favor, forward this to 5 people you know. Suggest they go to my website, boazpower.com. They can also subscribe to these free weekly broadcasts on Boaz Power TV. You are unique, you are special, you now understand the odds, and I believe they are in your favor. You are destined for greatness. I see it in you. You are a champion. Have a powerful day.
This has been Boaz Power TV. To comment, see other episodes, or to subscribe to this free broadcast, go to our blog at boazpower.com. That's boazpower.com. We're here to take your life to the next level.